correctly. I don't think I did. No, I did. Hey! What's up? Okay, so today we got quite the vehicle. We have this lovely BMW M5. We are going to be doing full removal and retint in ceramic. So he bought it, and it's just too dark. So he's got 20% on the front, 5 on the back, and then 5 on the very back window. So what we're going to be doing is 35 on the front doors, 20 on these back doors here, and then 35 on this very back window. I have to say that multiple times because I'm going to forget if I don't. First, you get a trophy. There. You get a trophy. First, congratulations. That's a sick M5. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Little bit of extra work. Don't like the removal, but it's at least a clean looking film. So removal will vary. Sometimes they'll be super easy. Sometimes they'll leave a lot of glue behind. Okay, and we don't always know what we're getting into, but that's why we set aside the time and we have the knowledge. We know how to do this. All right, so since we got so much work to do, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Everything is good to go. And Shib Inu. It's just Dogecoin with a different name. That's all that is. Why try and change the meme? It was already a Shib. The Shibu. GME at 214. Ooh, it's been a brutal week. I know any day they're going to announce that they raised $1 billion. Just wait. All right, let's, we good? We good? A little choppy. Hang on 1 second. Let me deactivate. Activate. Okay, that seems a little better. I don't know if it actually did anything, but I feel better. So, all right, so steamer. Hello, steamer. We're going to get you set up here. Do I think Doge will rise soon? I've got no idea. Crypto's all speculative. Like, there's no mass adopted practical use cases for a lot of it. I mean, there is on some level, but it's just what you might call a store of value. And whatever people think it's worth, that's what it's worth. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of big institutions fucking with the whole thing. So who knows? Stanley Steamer makes carpets cleaner. It was me who sang that original jingle in their commercials. Can't you tell? The steamer. Elon can make it happen. Oh yeah. So for Doge specifically, yeah. If I ever had faith in it at all, it was when he started tweeting about it, because, like, I think at this point he's just like, let's take something that's worth a meme and let's make it worth $1 trillion+. So go for it. All right. M series. Lots of tech on these. So, oh yeah, we don't have the key. All of it lit up. See? So much tech. Imagine Doge worth more than 1K. The thing to look at is the market cap. Is it? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, old gracious M5. I think what I'm going to do on here, we're going to see if we can seal this maybe a little bit better. before we get too far into it. So with some panels, you know, it sticks well, and with some panels, it doesn't stick well. Oh yeah, it sounds real good. He just started it, and it was like exactly like that. Just like the Stanley steamer jingle. It's exactly what it sounded like. So this thing is ready to go. See, I don't like having to do this. Can I remake that sound? Maybe in the form of like a super chat, we should like, instead of actual car sounds, I'll just recreate all the actual car sounds. Oh God, we forgot to turn it on. Okay, well that's fine. So normally, with like the steamer, I'll have it already on, but in this case, we'll make a super. I'm already behind. We got time for nothing else other than this removal. Wow. Alright, whatever. Whatever, dude. That's good. Let's cover that guy up. Okay. So we'll see how this stuff wants to remove.
Nick Maciega super chatted $2. Make that car sound,
Nick with the
boy.
2. He deserves a car sound. M5. Thanks, Nick, for the 2. Ooh, this is good. It's definitely not thin. Cross your fingers here. Why does he want it removed? It's too dark. So we didn't tint this originally. He bought it and it had 20 and 5, which is not unsurprising at all. He's just like, it looks good, it's just too dark. I just want it a little bit lighter. And when you have M5 money, it's not too terrible to also go ceramic. So that's what we're doing. We're making it well worth a while. We don't know what is on here already. Could be just a standard film, but we will make it better. Just a little bit of glue, nothing crazy. The farther that we go, a little bit more, but this is generally a really nice type of removal to have. That's good. So we'll definitely catch up some time here. What are we going to retint the windows? We're going to be doing 35 and 20, and then we're doing 35 on the back window. So just a step up across the board except for that back window. Let's get this little corner out here. Yes. See, I would pull in way more removals. Everybody would pull in way more removals if they removed like this. This is totally fine. It's got a handful of little bits hanging around. We'll take care of those a little bit later here. I was worried about this back glass, because if we have to put an excessive amount of steam back there, it's where I'll be a little bit unhappy with all that. We got a window lock on? We do. Bing. about that guy. Yay! Look at that. I think I gotta change out this roll, because we are at the end here. Yep. We're done. Have you done any of those Volvos? You know, Volvo is one of those ones that escapes me a lot. I haven't, but I do have some Volvo scheduled here soon. I don't know what it is though, because some Volvo wagon, that's about as much as I know on it. Here, let's not burn my studio down here. Fresh. Except the driver's door. Whoa. Did they change their formula? Carpet shield, what's going on here? XC, was it XC90? Yeah, I don't know. But I have messed with automatic windows. Oh, they'll drive you crazy. So BMW is actually one that can do that. Can you give us the link for that roll? Carpet shield. Really? Is it? No, it's still working. Carpet shield. There we go. You can find it on a bunch of places, Amazon, eBay, or Amazon, Home Depot, Menards, a bunch of places. This is different. Okay. Same box, but this is different color. Feels thinner. Feels a little different. It's not as clear. Huh. What the heck? What the heck, Carpet Shield? What you doing? See, this is like when a film will all of a sudden, ooh, it's thinner though. Like, it's actually a good thing. Maybe it'll stick better. Does it stick better? Or is it gonna be, no, sticks the same. I guess that's a good thing, because then you're not messing around with adhesive at all. So let's get our clear here, or tuck tape. So if this stuck better, I probably wouldn't be doing this, but you know, there's an efficient way to do tint, and then there's a way that takes a little bit longer, but you feel a little more better. Wow, can I just, doesn't want to stick anywhere, does it? There. Be a little extra careful. We did that on the Ram. There's good reasons, very good reasons to be a little bit more careful with cars that, you know, cost a significant amount. So sealing this type of stuff in, moisture, they have stitching. I don't think there'd be a problem with this type of paneling with these stitches. But hey, one stream. There we go. Okay. A little bit better. See? Look at this. Dark, dark. Now, what was interesting about this one, too, was it looked like they had a tucking problem here. this would appear like a pretty good job, but then you get down here. You got one crease here, one crease here, and little guys right in here. They need some practice. So we're going to warm this up. Start with a corner here, whatever's easier to get to. Ooh, good. Good, 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 good. So when you get this water kind of feeding into the tint as you're removing it, that's going to make the removal easier too as well. But your mileage will vary. Some removals are fun, and some really suck. We actually have one on the books for a Mustang. Back window, strip and retint just the back window on an 11 Mustang. And I was like, okay, that should be fine, I guess. And then it was like, then you hear that little tidbit of information. Oh, I brought it up from Florida. And I'm like, oh no. You might not have defrosters on this one. We'll see how bad the film is. You guys down south will generally have a much harder time because your film gets abused much more down there. Ooh, I like this. This almost feels different than the other film on the front doors. Maybe I'm crazy. Still clean though. See, when it's pulling fast, that's usually where it'll leave glue behind whenever you hear it kind of rip away from the window. It's getting hot. Ta-da! 2 down. A few more to go. Just bought a roll online. Thanks, bro. Oh, you're welcome. Now, quarters, so much fun to try and pick a start point. So just find anywhere you can get the blade into. I have a strip and retint coming up on an '01 Mustang. Anything hard about those? The retint, or the strip part. So unfortunately, the farther back you go on the car for the removal, the more likely it's even older film. So it all depends on the state of the vehicle. The one I have coming in, I think, is an 11. But that film could be 20 years old. Hopefully not. But that's always the unknown when you're getting into removals. If you haven't seen the job, then it's always kind of like, But fair, yeah, like somebody in chat said, fair amount of room on those to work with at least. Do you charge extra for tint removal? Absolutely. Absolutely. Tint removal is one of those things where a lot of times it's more time consuming than the actual job itself. So we've adjusted pricing for, dang it. We're gonna have to replace this roll in a sec too. We've adjusted pricing on removals for the summertime at least, to where it's basically the cost of the car to get tinted and standard film to get a removal. It's just, it'll easily, depending on the removal, it'll easily eat into most of my day. And I don't know what it is. I've had a fair amount of cars coming in from out of state to have a removal. It's not like people driving up to get them, it's just people buying cars that are out of state right now and then wanting to get them removed here. So if it's a local removal, usually it's not too bad. If it's been in Texas, been in Florida, anywhere down south, that's where you might have some problems. Whoa! I just ordered a bunch of tools to start my business and have 6 customers already. Damn! Nice job. Oh, we're like just a little short. It's flexing good, just kidding. $24 inches for doors are on the safer side, but it depends on what you're doing. Trucks, on a good amount of trucks, you can actually get by with 20-inch rolls as well. There's just the newer GMs, so Silverados and Sierras. Those you're gonna need a taller roll. Same thing for the F-150s. There we go. Look at that. Look at how covered. We're so covered. We still got to put some on the sides here, but I'm just going to do the removal first. But this is going rather well. I like that tape with the tablecloth instead. Definitely not a bad way to go. Yeah, something that's very reusable. Yeah, I'd much rather have something reusable. The only thing that I like about the carpet shield is convenience. That to me is like worth whatever extra that I'm paying for it right now. Because taking tape and putting it along the top edge just kind of kills me on the inside a little bit. I like just taking it and so if it sticks, it's great. But this stuff sticks better, so I kind of need to find something with this adhesive to it. So I just want to be really careful with, you know, how it removes, but every time you seem to remove it, it all comes off like pretty clean here, so. Oh, the infamous Lexan debate. anything that's harder to shrink, anything that's harder to shrink in the beginning is just adding more difficulty to what you have to do. So I totally get saying economical, but there's just other films that are worth practicing with. Cool. Hopefully we got, what are the odds? Well, I guess a lot, because we started these at the exact same time. You get 4 rolls of this stuff, and you feel like it's gonna last forever, and then that one piece that we scrapped, that was it. That was the last piece that we needed, but we have spare. You! So we bought these at the same time, so they should be the same, right? Okay, you're fucking with me now. This is different. I wonder if they have different suppliers, or they just, like most people, see this has a blue stripe here? It's different. How about that? This is gonna be, whoa! Oh yeah, that's what it sounds like when it's fresh. This one's more clear, a little thicker. This is funny. I would see this in the window film industry, where you have, you know, a roll of film, albeit typically, good board. See, it just doesn't stick that well. So we would get different films, like you get used to ordering a particular film if it was a cheaper film or something, and all of a sudden you open up a box one day and the colors changed, and you're like, huh, I wonder why that happened. After messing around with so many different tapes and adhesives and stuff like that, I'm pretty convinced that no matter what, nothing is going to quite stick as well as I want to paneling and whatnot. It's all just going to start to fall off. There. So let's get some. I also kind of want to put this on the back. Where did we put our roll? Did we put it down there? We did. All right, this is gonna go here. And then this little guy right there. Yeah, I don't care about spending the extra time on something like this. It deserves better. Get these panels nice and dry. I mean, inside it kills me a little bit, but like, I should be tinting now, but it's all right. Why the retint? Too dark. So this was not done by me. We'll just say that, because it wasn't. He bought the car, and it had tint on it already. So we're gonna be lightening it up. Hot. We still got, yeah, we got this. We got the quarter, we got the back glass. Back glasses are always gonna take the longest. I wanna throw a little bit of something up there on that suede. I've been retinting some tint from other shops. I have too, actually. Man, it's so funny. You get lots of, you know, cheap shops, especially, they overbook themselves, and then they take on a bunch of people that can be ultra picky too. And then they do a shitty job because they don't have time or skill, apparently. And then I end up, they have to spend more money with me to fix the whole thing. I wish I didn't have to remove it, though. Did that on an A4 not too long ago. It was, man, that was a bad job. Ah, I thought I got it. Let's just get that little guy right there. Let's get started. There we go. Ow. Fun. All right, doors, quarters, good to go. Yeah, we are way ahead of the curve right now. As for this front, these will go down. You make it look easy. Well, one, thank you, but in all fairness, this is an easier removal. If you had, like, that's why I have my video up on the channel about removals. If you have like a steamer, I guess we don't need that. If you have a steamer, which albeit more people don't than do, but what are you gonna spend on a removal? And then you can go to Walmart, get a $50 steamer, and at least try and remove your own film. Go get Awesome from the dollar store, and then spray that and some light scrubby pads, and you know, you can get your car nice and removed, and then I don't ever have to touch it. So some of the removals will go just like this, and this would take somebody very little effort and time to do. But there's a fair amount that are not that easy. Oh, it's something back here scrape against it too. You can see like these little, I didn't even notice that. Thought they were drips or something. Just sheared right off. Okay, so 3M brake lights. Oh, come on. Really? Gonna be a dick. I'm gonna break my finger before this thing snaps off. Wow, really? Let me get something. Probably because it's tilted. That should be easy. Are there any good cheap ceramic films? No. Don't go cheap. If you're going ceramic, don't go cheap. Reason being is haze. Aw, there we go. Nice and easy. Use bone tool. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't hit me until a little later. It's like, so kind of like when you're trying to pull an Audi brake light. If you have it tilted down and try and yank it down, it gets stuck. And then if you have it flush against the glass and slide it down, it'll come out much easier. Same thing with this apparently. They're just a little tilted up, so you need to pull them out smooth. But BMWs, they always have these little clips on the sides. They make them in like 700 different styles. They're hidden one way or another on certain ones, but they like always have these little clips that go out this way. So even when it doesn't look like they have it, they do. Trying to figure out the best way to tint my RV. RVs, just time consuming. You could do most of it on the inside, I think, depending on the style. You can have shades in the way. But yeah, a shop will charge you a definite premium. Flat windows though, so they're gonna be much easier on you. More similar to like a house with extra curved frames. That would be a kind of an interesting stream to do like an RV in here. I wasn't a huge fan of doing like RVs, mostly because there was just regular work to be done as well. But I kind of like to, in an RV, it was actually really nice to just kind of like chill out for the day, if that's all that I had to work on. It's just like you could just take your time with it. You're always in a shop working with other people and stuff. But doing one here on stream would be fun. Oh yeah, boy. This is good. Easy peasy on this removal for sure. So let me grab a towel. I want to pick that up a little bit, but I'm not just going to put it on the seat. Come on. Gotta wake these seats up. Found it easier to steam the other side of the tint. Yeah, you kind of want to steam both. I just keeping the film hot. So if the glass is already warm and you're kind of steaming the glue side of the tint, that'll work well. But if the glass is cold, which a lot of the time is here, that's where you'll have to kind of finesse it back and forth. That. I want to do something like, I don't know. This kind of has to usually be like pretty straight, or else it'll stop steaming on me. RV, security film, or automotive. Oh, those are two different uses, whatever you're looking for. I mean, most of the time, probably just automotive. You'll be fine with it. But security is just a whole different, it's thick stuff, so you're gonna have a much harder time trying to cut it to size, I'll say that. And then I wonder if there's other easier ways to break into the RV. Super chat. Aw, that's Daniel Reyna. Thank you for the 10. Mustapo. How you doing?
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Must have Poe. You have Jedi watching you with my back to the mattress, lol. My day off.
You owe him the car sound. Are the super chat sounds working, or are those broken? So this is going really, really nice. Fair enough. VTech! That was the sound. It's a that sounds like a VTech, right? Alrighty, we're coming to the end of this removal. This is fantastic. It's definitely stuck. Definitely stuck, but clean removal. Yep. That's a V8? Duh. It sounds like a VTech to me. VTechs are monsters. Alright. Removal accomplished. Yeah. So, we have that removed. Let me get this guy here. Makes sounds like a Harley. That's a Harley sound, right? Okay, so let's clean this outside off. We have a couple little bits here and there on the windows, but when it's so light, we're gonna take care of it when we go to install. So first, let's roll the... That's a VTech. You guys are crazy. Living in an opposite world or something. Where's my white stuff? We need a tool belt too, don't we? Where do we put that guy? Did we use it? Oh, it's still in the thing. We haven't even got our tool belt out. So we're gonna clean some glass. We're gonna tape some windows even more. And then we're gonna get to installing this thing. So removal, very happy about this removal. It's one of those things where if I knew what I was getting into beforehand, if I knew it was gonna peel like that, I'd take on more removals. Everybody would. But if they're just a whole bunch of glue, it'll take you twice as long to do the whole job. So we actually didn't charge, like we adjusted pricing for the removals after this one. More. So these actually do have felt seals. Felt makes extra sense, and they're really, really wide. What's the RAM, the TRX sound like? I tried to think of something that was different, and then I got nothing.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $4.99. Matt, what's the red tape anywhere?
Yeah, these, so BMWs, especially the 5 Series, they'll have wider panels. They're not too bad on the front. This kind of juts out a lot, this speaker here. Just bigger, beefier plastic in the way. Sometimes it'll come out to like here, and it'll be a little bit of a pain to tuck in. Bottom seals can be a little bit tight, but I don't know. It's a little hard to describe them. They're a little tighter, but they're usually easy to pull back. Higher tolerances with BMWs. The German engineering. So this stuff is tuck tape. There's no good reason why I used red on the bottom and white on the sides, but I like the white for the sides, so I can see if I've tucked the film all the way in. Like when you get like really close, you can see it'll brighten up that area really nicely. That's the only reason I like slightly prefer the white over the red. So I have both, and just using the red down there, saving a little bit more of the white for the sides. And maybe it looks more professional, I don't know. This is about as serious of a tint job looking setup. Looks like it's going into the clean room or something. Where do you get the white tuck tape? I got it off of Amazon. I know it's also at Home Depot. I'm going to try and get it into some tool places. It's not my product or anything, and I don't know who has it. It's a really, really good one. There's probably other ones too. It's just like, it's one of those things that should be available conveniently, and if you're ordering like tools and stuff like that, it would be nice to have it. Yeah, we're doing like all kinds of stuff now. Like, if you don't want to tape the seals, like I've done so many jobs where I've never taped seals, but I don't know. I like to. Found it. Thank you. You're welcome. There's that businessy part of me that's like, I'd love to put glass aid on it, but I only did that with like a couple of things. So I don't know if I could find this same type of stuff. This tape, I don't know. It's a home run. It's really good. Can you tape a flag on a window? Oh, is this like the magnetic new iPhone mount? Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of big. Oh, I thought it would have like a charging port on it. I thought it was like a wireless charger. Do you know what drives me a little crazy? I had an iPhone. I used iPhone for quite a long time, and I just kind of got bored with it. Picked up Android later on when the S8 came out. Was very happy with it, and I've been on Android ever since. Things I like about it, things I don't like about it. But what drove me crazy is the chargers everybody has. So when I had an iPhone, most people had a micro B. And then I switched to an Android, and that had a micro B, and then everybody started having iPhone chargers. And now iPhone chargers are pretty much in all the cars that I tint, and I have a USB-C cable, and I'll either find a micro B charger or a charger for an iPhone. And I'm just like, come on. Drives me a little crazy here. But I know the way to fix that is just get an iPhone. Or an adapter. We're almost done with prep. This has been, welcome to the prep show. Or if I'm tinting in a regular price and I haven't started tinting at this point yet, it's like, what are you doing? But in all fairness, there's a removal here, so I just feel like all this, including the removal, has been nothing but prep. So we're definitely doing this, one, because we always do it. Two, check for the glue. Daniel Reyna with the 10. Thank you. Tuck
Daniel
tape.
Rayner super chatted $9.99.
Sure.
Tuck tape,
Yeah,
gotcha.
man,
I'll
it's,
try
it's
that one
good
too,
stuff.
young master.
I haven't tried much else other than packing tape, and I was first introduced to taping seals with painter's tape, and I don't know how I didn't think of even using packing tape instead, but painter's tape, don't do that. Painter's tape just is annoying. It's too thick too. This stuff, very thin, it's like everything you need. Just thin plastic, you can get it wet. It sticks really, really well. It peels clean. So, especially if you're a little newer. Uh-oh. That little guy. That looks like just a little bit of glue. Not great. But it's what you want to do is you want to find it before you tint the window rather than after, because you will be much sadder scrapping a whole piece of ceramic over a little bit of glue like that. So do I have a spray head? No? Really? No, I have to. Oh, I have the bottle. Of course. I got so many extra bottles of that stuff. Ah, well, that's no good either. It's got a little bit of a hump right there. So that's going to make it a little bit harder to get to as well. So where's our... Where is it? Where is it? And all this junk. Aha! This guy. This guy right here. We don't break this out very often. This will make that much easier to get. See? Tool for the job. It's hard to cram your hand back there. You just need to get a scrubby in there and just get some light adhesive remover, get that worked out. Cool. Side swipe it. That's where the blue pads come in handy. Blue pads, tan pads. Yeah, the blue pads are a little bit rough. Yep, those are good. I like both of them. It's just kind of what I grabbed. Did the rear defrost stay? Yes. You know, that's something I forgot to even bring up. Most of the time on my removals, I don't have a defroster problem. It's actually really rare for me that defrosters are gonna get pulled with the film. It's always possible, and the older your film is, what you're gonna have happen is like you have to scrape the back window. So if you get that extra flaky tint that's just like fused to the back window, it'll be quicker to just try and scrape the whole thing, as crazy as that sounds. I've had to do that like maybe one time. And then there's this other time, tint came up from Texas. It was super brown, and it was on a Jetta or a Passat. So they had a third brake light in the way, and the paneling came up to here. And it was just like, look, I just can't get blades back there. So in this case, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to try and remove this. You have to get this back window replaced. Luckily, it was at a glass shop, so it was easy for them to do. Just cut it out, stick a new one in. Okay, I guess we can wipe these windows off, and we'll be good to go. We can actually start tinting. It's been an hour. Not bad, though, because we had a full removal. Is the Tint Wiz platform worth the money in terms of what it brings to the table? I think so. It does your invoicing, proposals. Those are like the two main things that I get about it. You can link it in with QuickBooks too, so you can get kind of paid through like the whole thing. They're working on a deposit system. They also have inventory. Makes a lot of sense for like honestly bigger businesses, but it can be for everybody. If there wasn't anything that you were using before, I would highly suggest checking it out. They have a 30-day trial. Okay, so 35. That's this guy right here. 30-day trial to check it out. They've also mentioned that you can just keep hitting that renew trial button and have it indefinitely until you feel like paying them. So they're a really nice company, great support. They're always looking to help people when they can. So improving what they got, They've done a lot to support people in the industry, not just like sending tri-edges and stuff like that, although they do like to do that. So whether or not you're using their platform, but ceramic. Ooh. That mirror. That hook on that mirror. Look at that. That means business right there. Huh. Oh yeah, we put it back here. Need this little guy. It's like a vortex generator. I agree. It'll get sucked in. Lost in the current of the M5. It'll get you. Alright, how far do we want to go? Just a little bit. Not super crazy. So what are we dealing with? Pretty standard BMW seal. A little tighter on this backside, but they're just, they don't, I don't know, they're not bad. They don't give you like a lot of room, and they're easy to pull back, but they're just kind of like thinner gaps there, I guess. Oh, this car. This one like turns on differently too. I don't know if it's press and hold the button. Usually you push them once or twice and it'll stay on longer. This one's definitely shutting off really quickly. So I think for the sake of this hook, I'm gonna go back this way. Or not. A little bit. We get it? We good? That looked like it walked a little bit from me. So awkward trying to cut like that, but we got it. Let's connect them. Aha! There we go, half-half. Works for me. Works for me. What is more challenging? Tinting a car or parenting? I'm assuming parenting. Although, right now, it's not bad. he like, I mean, he definitely takes up energy. And he's very, he's very demanding when he's demanding. But he's 7 months now. So he mostly cries for a bottle, or when he's hungry. So when he's tired or when he's hungry, he's cranky. Other than that, like, he's really chill. The top edge almost got you. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I don't know. Get inside my own head with it, or just... I mean, it's thicker. Oh yeah, I gotta do this one. Is that nice? That looks good? Probably not. Does Home Depot sell duct tape? You can look. I believe so, but just Home Depot website, duct tape, boom. They'll even tell you if it's in stock or not. The customer will love it. It'll be like that little hook there. We'll leave one up. It's for aerodynamics. It's purposeful, not accidental. 20. Where did I put my 20? Here you are. Of course, the box that I tore a chunk out of. Do I think the removal tint was ceramic? I have no idea. I could find out, actually. I have a way. It's still really janky. That made me, sorry, it's kind of an interesting question. Because when you're looking at it, because when you're looking right at it, you really don't know, but you don't need a lot to tell you whether it is or not. You just got to have the right tool for it. So here, this is the film. You can go check it. Am I not on GoPro? Because we should be.
Jose78 Rios super chatted $4.99. Good morning to everyone. How are we doing today? Today
Thank you
is
for the
Happy
super chat. 1
Wednesday,
second.
close to weekend.
Okay, so no tint, dyed, carbon, ceramic, right? So BTU, 300, 300. So with the dyed, you don't get infrared heat reduction. You just get pretty looks and a good quality film. When you go from dyed to the carbon, that's where it drops down to 160, so basically in half, and then ceramic sitting around 80, so you get about a 75% heat reduction. Remember, is at 300. So 300. Now we're sitting at 286. Definitely dyed, because even my carbon will drop it down to 150. So just basic tint on this one. That's all it was. So they're getting full upgrade here, not only in terms of looks, but quality. Cool, now we know. So I couldn't tell you that just by looking at it. That's what is a little sad about ceramic. Where do you get the box? Tint Depot. Tint Depot has a fantastic heat box demo. That exact one, and also that little solar BTU meter. It's a hell of a way to explain film. Because we learned this quite a long time ago. But in tandem together, they're super, super effective. So I want to dress it up, but I haven't yet. Basically, though, you know, it's a spinny heat box. You can leave your hand in front of it the whole time. You know, there's no trickery there. So 4 slides. I like to leave 1 blank with no film to basically show you, like, this is glass. And then as you spin through them, not only, like, so when you feel the heat, you can kind of tell that it's there, and with the carbon, you can still feel some heat. But that number tells you alongside what the film is actually doing. So you get both. You get to feel it, and you can actually read out some numbers as it's dropping on you. So the BTU meter will change depending on how close or how far away it is. So I try to keep some sort of solid round number that's easy to wrap your head around. So I kind of put it like relatively close to the thing, but you can still sneak your hand in there and feel the difference too. So it's just like, not everybody goes for the carbon or ceramic even. It's just like a helpful way to explain, like, this is the real difference between films. Do you want it to do this? Or do you want it to do that? How much? I don't know, check their website. Tint Depot. But yeah, I use that. Man, I tell you, I didn't use that when I was first here. I had it, and I just didn't use it because I had so many people that were here based on price, and I almost felt like I was wasting my time with everybody. And then there was those times where I wouldn't show people. I would just be like, oh, I'd make a judgment call and say, oh, they're probably not interested. They're just here for looks. And then all of a sudden I'm tinting their car. It happened on stream. I was doing it was a 2021 Traverse, I think it was. And I was live on stream, and then I cut out the front doors, and then he was like, hey, my wife was watching your stream, and they said that you had better films. But I don't remember you telling me anything about them. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. And actually, we had to pull off the film that we were installing, and he upgraded the whole thing to carbon. So I try and make it like, whether or not you think they're interested in it or not, like, show everybody. Doesn't matter what kind of car that they have. Show everybody. You never know who's gonna value it. I didn't even like trying to feel like, I feel like a sales guy when I show people, but I don't know. I don't like to feel like a sales guy. But I do like to explain the differences when they don't know. But yeah, both those, the meter and the heat box demo, those can be both found from Tint Depot if you guys want to up your film game. It's 20, right? Maybe it's the white. Let's double check here. Did I grab? I didn't grab the same roll. That's crazy talk. That's why I have that meter too. I'm not doing this I'm doing this for my own sanity here. White car. Where do we put it? Back in its box. Okay, cool. These are super, like in terms of meters, there's 2 that you should have if you're gonna have meters. Perfect. Okay, 20. And then this is 35. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Freaked myself out for a minute. White car, seeing film right against it, it just tripped me out for a minute. But yeah, 2 meters that I would highly suggest. The first one being the tint meter to verify percentages. It's handy not just for you, but for your clients. So if anybody ever comes in and is like, hey, I'm not sure what I have on here, rather than trying to look at their car and eyeball it, get the meter, show them, this is what's on your car. That way you know. You know, they know. And then there's going to be these interesting circumstances where you tint a car in a particular shade. Customer looks at their car and goes, that looks light, or that looks dark. Pull out the meter, and then you can go verify with them, like, no, it's just the way that the light hits it, the day, the interior, everything all kind of together. I put the right shade on it. And they're like, oh, okay. That helps a lot. And then having that solar meter for your heat demos, that's a super beneficial one. One of those sales, it'll pay for both the meters. You switch to blue squeegee? Yeah, I gotta take care of that here. We've been using it for a little bit. You know me, I was just flipping around from squeegee to squeegee to squeegee to squeegee. They're all good in their own right. I would highly suggest just trying them out. The film, I think, matters too. I don't know. I had my flat out and I put a few scratches in film and I was like, but I really like it. It's smooth. It puts enough pressure on the glass, gets a good amount of water out, and then I saw a couple of scratches and I'm like, drove me a little crazy. Okay. So we still have glue. So we're going to scrape that. I'm also going to take a scrub pad to be extra sure. Scrub pad, towel. How much does it usually cost to remove film? Depends on where you go. Up here, more often than not, you're generally in the area of like 160 to 200. Where do we put the pad? Oh, yeah, duh. But call around if you're interested in a film removal. Prices vary all over the place. So I've had to up my prices. Right now, there's way more money to be had just tinting cars. So we're all so sad. We're also sad about, oh, that reminds me, I'm sorry. We're also sad about having too much work to do instead of removals, but Canon. Jose with the 5, thank you. Totally forgot that you left one, but good morning to everyone. How are we doing today? Happy Wednesday, close to the weekend. Still got a few days to go. Thank you for the 5, man. I always appreciate the good vibes. All right, let's do this. Cheap blue squeegee? Yeah. Yeah, I had those for a little bit. Okay, all the tools on Amazon, they're either some of them are fine, but all of them are a little janky in their own way. So if you want to get like actually good tools, order from reputable sources. So those places do not sell on Amazon because Amazon eats into the margin by a significant amount, and there's already not a lot of margin on tools or demand. Like the demand is iffy, so it's just they lose their ass most of the time trying to sell direct on Amazon. So for the most part, everybody just sells off of all the tool suppliers sells off of their own site to try and maintain a good service, margin, all that. Yeah, so a lot of them will look similar, but there'll be little quality issues there. Like I said, some of them are okay, and some of the stuff actually comes from, like, the actual tool itself is just a Chinese squeegee. But there's, like, the things, especially, like, fusion squeegees, tri-edge, cards and corner stuff, and some of those brands, you're not going to find them on Amazon. You're just going to find cheesy knockoffs. Can't wait to see you put the tint on the quarter glass. Really? The quarter? This one's really straightforward. It's got lots of borders. It's gonna be the easier window on this car to do for sure. Oh, clay. We forgot clay. I'll go grab it. It's always something. Alrighty. We should be pretty good here. What's the cleaning pad? That's a scrub it. Something I used to use a lot. I use it especially for removals. Whenever you're wiping glue off of a back window, on doors, not so much, but it does come in handy. So lots of we had little bits of glue. So it's just kind of making sure the whole thing got scrubbed down, wiped off. Trying to do anything to remove any of those little extra bits that might be there that make me redo a whole ceramic window. Don't really want to have to do that. Smells like soap. Put quite a bit of baby shampoo in here. I forgot my clay bar. That was the last thing I was going to do. I was almost not going to use it. Then I'm like, what are you doing, man? Not using a clay bar. We've done so much prep. So much prep on this car. I'm like dying a little on the inside because of how much extra I've cleaned this thing. Not that I don't want a good job, but yeah, it looks good. Just want to make sure. It's an M5! We're gonna make it look nice. Lunchtime? What's a lunchtime? You guys get lunchtimes? Shit, man, there's work to do. Get everything done and then cut out early. That's the way I've always looked at lunch. I tried. Lunchtime was always punishment. Lunchtime's like, unless somebody ran a really clean schedule, lunchtime a lot of the time was just like, just another thing that would slow you down for the day. It used to be something that I took, and then, oh hey, you know, you had 2 more appointments show up. Like, come on, really? And then that became the norm, and I'm like, so yeah, not much in terms of lunchtime. Okay, now we're good. You know, and then I found out about this thing called intermittent fasting. Because what I thought I was doing was really unhealthy. And then all of a sudden, years later, I come across like intermittent fasting. And it's like, what is that? Oh, that's when you only eat for a certain amount of hours during the day. I'm like, that's basically what I do. I just don't eat while I'm at work. Just power through it, man. Oh yeah, it's a diet trend. Oh, okay. I guess. Can you show us another method to take off the plastic? Why? I'm bad at the other method. So maybe you'll be better at it. You use your fingernail and just like do that, just at the corner. There is one more, and that's with tape. But don't do that. But you just you gotta carry around some Scotch tape, pull those apart. Come on, man. I thought so. The tiny shop. What's got my SUV done ceramic. Sweet. How do you like it? Are you basking in the glories of ceramic now? Yeah, if you're good at flicking the corner with your finger, then by all means, keep doing that. I'm jealous. I suck at doing it that way. Tried wet shrinking, never going back, or tried dry shrinking, never going back to wet shrinking. We do things here for a reason. That's awesome. Glad it's working for you. Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. Everything that I do, minus the extra things that I'm doing to try and make a cleaner job now, is for efficiency. It's because, like, I gotta get shit done, but I gotta do it in a good way, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and try and figure out the puzzle of his door panels, and also I feel bad removing them. It's like, sorry, we have to disassemble your car to tint it. And it's just like carrying around extra stuff and like. We gotta get stuff done. No lunch breaks. We have work to do. Then you might ask, why are you streaming? And to that I say, shut up. pretty universal approach to tinting. Everything happens for a reason. Tucking, no panel pullings, not usually. There we go. Oh, that went nice. Look at that. Good old M5. Did we go a little bit much on the tape? Yes, we did. Did we have to do that? Nah. Nah, I don't think so. I think we'd be fine without it. What tips do you have on carpeted rear decks? You know, believe it or not, when you're installing a back window, even if it's a non-carpeted deck, if you drag that along the deck lid, you're getting stuff into your tint. So really, same thing applies with dog hair. You just don't drag it along the top. But a couple things that you could do to maybe make yourself feel a little better. Use, throw a towel over the deck, so you just cover it up. You can also take a heat gun and just kind of like melt some of those hairs down. So that goes the same with like really fuzzy decks. You just kind of take a heat gun and a little bit. You're not burning it or anything. You're just kind of, those hairs will kind of shrivel up a little bit. So I hear you. I hear you on the hairy decks, but keep that film on the glass as you're squeaking it down. And then you're not going to have anything popping into your tint, because you already took all the hair and stuff off of that. Woo! You got a winder. Oh. He took his water bottle. I hate when I have a perfect install and then one hair. I hear ya. And I've had that too. Shoot, on the, on that, oh, it wasn't the TRX. So we did ceramic on a Silverado recently. I thought everything went well. I didn't even catch it. I wrapped up the stream, and then I go to like touch up all the windows, just get, give it one little final look over. And then I look at the passenger, or the driver's door, and there's the hair this long. And he said he tried to vacuum all the dog hair and stuff out of it. And I'm like, man, it's probably that. But what I'll tell you is I got no excuses for it. It shouldn't be there. So 15 minutes I had it retinted, but I just, like, come on, really? It sucks. So, yeah, definitely happens. No matter what you do, sometimes that's how it goes, but keeping everything up off the deck lid is number one. There's like, this happens a lot. There's so many like reasons that you can have for like a dirty install. Most of them come from just installation. You can blame it on the environment and stuff like that. More often than not, it's installation, one way or another. I like that whistle. That's how it sounded, right? God, we're so good at replicating sounds. Oh, this is killing me. So this, if you guys, on GMs, press the button once, it'll die so many times while you're tinting it. This BMW here, I don't know. Maybe there's, press and hold the button or something, I don't know. You fixing the tint because of the gap? No, it was too dark. Not done here. Super chat.
Alligator window tint
You can line
super
the
chatted
deck lid with wax paper floor mats.
$4.99. You can line the deck lid with wax paper floor
That's
mats.
interesting. I've
That
never
way
heard
if
that
your
one.
film
Thank you.
touches, it's wax paper,
Having
not carpet.
something to
Pro
just kind
tip.
of like fit the shape of a deck lid and just put down there, that'd be super helpful. Towels, like, it's kind of it's like painter's tape for me. Towels are like, they work, but you're always kind of like pushing them around and stuff like that. So they drive me a little bit crazy. So thank you for the super chat and that tip. Can you try and link it in chat too? I don't know if it'll like auto mod you or something. But I would love to have a link for everybody so they could just kind of see, including myself. Check it out. Sun control? I don't know. I've never used it. There's so many tints with like sun guard, sun control, solar control. Solar control is a good company. That's global. But there's just so many of those sunblock, whatever names. Hard to keep up with. Are you streaming / wearing a GoPro? That's how we do it. Nice. Ooh. Do you always remove the brake light? Most of the time, yes. If I can, I will tint behind a brake light. There's very few times. Like, the only ones that I haven't really are chargers. Anytime they have, like, okay, so if you have a brake light, and then you have this nice ceramic border around it, those are the ones I'll generally cut around. So, like, Mercedes at the bottom, like certain Mercedes, Chargers, those ones come to mind. I will cut around those. Audis and BMWs, hell no. I will always take those out. It looks horrible. So, not every tinner knows how to remove those. And it's a risk on their end to try and remove it. So it's just, yeah, it could be like one of two things. Either he just didn't know how to remove it and was nervous, or state laws will sometimes impact that. Like it's kind of like a lame excuse. It's like, the state law says something about brake lights, so we don't cover any of the brake lights. And it's like, yeah, but it looks like shit, so do it. But yeah, if you brought your BMW here, I would have it removed. Come on, this is M5. Gotta call. Customer requested a dark film. Got a call today saying it's dark. Yeah, it's what you asked for, right? One of the notorious things that always gets brought up. I want dark but legal. That's pretty common. And yeah, picking out shades can be difficult. I try not to leave a lot of input when somebody's picking out shades. I'll answer whatever questions that they have, but there's what you're trying to do with picking out films. Like, I never make a judgment call for them. I try and get a feel for what they're asking for and make a suggestion. But man, there's some people, it's so difficult. Have you ever had tint before? No. Okay, no problem. Well, this is kind of a darker look. This is a lighter look. What are you thinking? I don't know. What do you think? I'm like, everything's going to look good on your car. Do you want more privacy? Do you want less privacy? I don't know. Oh, God, here we go. I'm at least happy that I schedule, like, all the time in the world. I spent a good half an hour with this guy before we pulled the car in, and I was happy to do that. It's like, it's kind of become fun for me to like, I'm not feeling rushed. I know they're gonna get a good job. We get to kind of just talk about, you know, what they're thinking on the car, toss around some ideas, and then there we go. Settle on a film. $25% on my car, so 2 layers of ceramic. You can do that. I would suggest trying to find a film that is already in 25%, but 25 is like 25 and 30. I wish it was more served. It's just generally not as much. Because going from 30, like, the rationale behind going from 35 to 20 is it's a little bit of a jump, but it makes life easy too, because the more choices you have, the harder it is to pick what you want. So for the people that kind of know, like, I want this shade, that kind of sucks, but man, I can't tell you how many times I've had 15 and 20, and somebody's been up front for half an hour when I get a slam day trying to pick the differences. Now we can accommodate that, but before it was kind of like you show up for your appointment and then they spend 50% of the appointment just trying to decide the shades, and then I got other work to do. That would always drive me crazy when you don't have the time to accommodate something like that. They're already running like 5 minutes late. 5-10 minutes late. Lexan has 25%, but I don't like that my son used Lexan. Interesting. I should bring it up to Geo. Talk to them about some extra shades. I do know that a lot of their business has been, like, film logistics have been pretty crazy, so they're doing what they can to, like, keep all their film in stock as is. So adding extra shades, but they want to get what the people want. So I can talk to them about it. I'm just a little surprised that I'll at least get their feedback on it. I don't know if this is gonna stick well, because I just wiped it off with like a towel. I should have just scrubbed the whole thing. Oh, it's going okay. Good. Sorry I had a couple of glass aid questions. I'm sorry. Probably the end of June. I'm like, there's no way that I wanted that to happen, but that's what it's looking like. It was supposed to be the end of May, then it was supposed to be the beginning of June, and now it's the end of June, and drives me crazy. Nice shop, thank you. That's a lot of space. All right, so somebody asked about the quarters. Trying to figure out why. Beginning of July? No, not the beginning of July. End of June. It's different. Sooner. Watch, it'll be. Actually, by the time it gets, yeah, it'll be beginning of July then. This is just want to slip and slide clean off my back window. That is not going to fit. You guys know most, so this is a 36-inch roll. It covers, oh, fuck. Oh, we did it. We did a bad thing. Glad I remembered now, though. We did a bad thing. Hang on. So, and we can't use, oh, shit. Yep. This is 20. Whew. Okay. Yay and nay. So we haven't ruined this piece or anything. We need, usually what I do is I take quarter windows off the back glass. This is a 36-inch roll. What I was gonna make a comment about was that the back window is actually tall with really tall quarter windows, so you need to use a separate roll for those quarter windows. You can't get the quarters off of this back window. What I forgot that I just happily reminded myself of is that we're doing 35 on the front doors, 20% on the back doors and back quarters, and 35 again on the very back glass. Some of you might go, ew, but don't worry, it'll look good. He just wanted a little bit of a lighter shade on this back window, so it's easier to see out of. That's this stuff, right? Did somebody actually say ew? Oh, this looks like 5. Yeah, this ain't 20. This is 5. Is it? You gonna... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yep, this is 5. I knew that was ceramic. I just didn't remember what it was. Okay, so 35. Where are you? This is my... This has got to be my 35% roll, right? Oh, shit, what? Oh, God, I'm so dumb. Okay. Hey. I saw a roll in there. I blanked for a minute. This is my 35. Let's put this on here before we forget. That way we can't make a mistake. We're still using 20% for those quarters right there. At the end of the day, it's the customer's car. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just figured somebody would go, ew, because they like matchy all the way around. Or darker. It's not 5. What? Oh, ridiculous. So when you put 35 on the back window and you have 20% on the rear doors, back windows are like, you know, with the dark deck lid, it's going to look real similar anyways. And then it's going to have that functionality when he's trying to look out of the back of it. It's still kind of hard to see out of a back glass regardless. I mean, he's got nice backup cameras too, so. $35 is for like sunshade, not privacy. Yeah, more so on the front doors. Yep, you'll be able to see in. You'll be able to see a little color. You can still see the people. At certain angles, it's definitely harder. It's more of like a, not like a smoky look, but. And then same thing with like 50 on the windshield. You get a lot of reflections from the sky on the windshield, and when you darken it up with 50, it's like, you know, you can see in it, but it's kind of just like smoked. What card do you use while shrinking back window? Felt card. It's mine looks overly scuzzy and dirty, and I get made fun of for it, but you know what? It's like cheese. Well, I guess there's moldy cheese. That's not good. It's like wine. It gets better. Aged cheese. Shut up, whatever. So these are pretty big quarter windows. Shrinking these is not weird at all. Maybe for some. Is factory tint darker than the tint film? What? So somebody had a question about these quarter windows. And we're gonna help them out. Aww. I bet that's Jose. Thank you for the super chat, man.
Jose
God bless
78
everyone
Rios
taking off
super
for the
chatted
day.
$9.99.
Everybody make some money.
See you
Thank you,
later.
man.
We'll
Really
watch this
appreciate
video.
that.
Everyone have a nice day. Smile at everyone. Say hello to visitors and let's tint some
gotta be.
windows. God bless everyone wherever you
Check
are.
it in a second. Let's do this quarter window first. Okay, so quarter windows. It is. Ha! I knew it. Always sending good vibes. Much appreciated. Okay, so on this window here, and any quarter window really for that matter, you're gonna squeegee it. You're gonna clean it. You're gonna squeegee it. You're gonna do a lot to try and make it look good. And then what you don't want to do is flush extra from the top. So when you're spraying it, I'll squeegee the whole thing, and then I'll do a lot of spray
super
right
chatted
underneath that dot matrix line up there.
$19.99. Sensei, praying gesture.
Reason for that is because I don't want, like, you can't clean out the very edges of it unless you're like using like an air gun or really spraying it, and even then it's just like you squeegee it, it's clean, it's good to go. So rinse from that top line, like just underneath it. That way you're not washing anything else into your tint. Then it's just a matter of finessing the film into place here. So they're a little pockety, and I have to finagle it in. Make sure all your gaps are covered. But that right there, so you don't have any little sprinkles coming in, was always a really good thing to help with that. Get yourself a boat squeegee too. No, you know, I've been asked about the turbos. What do you guys like about the turbos? I've never liked them. They've always seemed to be like sloppy squeegees to me. Like, the way that they're angled, I would much rather just take a cut down handled squeegee than ever use a turbo. I just don't like, I don't get along with the turbos. The softer one I think was better. Like, so there's like this green softer one. That one was a little better, but the like stiffer yellow ones drove me nuts. Oh, well, you don't want to do that. Suvs. My chat says subs. On factory subs. Nice. Good job, text to speech. I'm proud of you. You try hard. All right, so we got the driver's door, which is probably the most nerve-wracking window, but the passenger door went well, so I'm not old enough to embrace a turbo squeegee. That's kind of true. There were a lot of other squeegees available, but that being said, why would you still use a turbo squeegee with all the other options? Like, it was never comfortable to use. It's a good question. We should get a turbo and use it on stream. What do people usually pick? Legal tint or illegal? More often than not, they go with what they want. Whoa! Cannon. Oh, is that? What did I miss? Oh, shit. Efren with the 20. Sensei, thank you. Holy shit, thank you so much. Good to see you again, man. Sorry I missed that one. Oh, that was Sun Distributing that said that one. All right, here's the funny thing about some people that hang out in chat. Sun Distributing, they, he tints. He knows. That's funny. Yeah, thank you for pointing out the $20. Holy shit, I'm really sorry I missed that one, but thank you. Why, when you have that excellent green alligator squeegee? It's a Detroit Tint Studio squeegee, you son of a bitch. It's a good point. Yeah, we don't even need the turbo. But it's not a gator squeegee. It's a Tint Studio squeegee. Oh, I need my stool. I'm gonna lose track here really quick. So let's grab some things here. The turbo needs you? Yeah, because I'm gonna always gonna buy them anymore. What the fuck? Where's all the 555 dudes at? You know, I appreciate that there's a crowd of 555 dudes. At all. I think it's insane, but people that like tint so much. 2 layers is not enough. Are you doing the balloon? Not today. I haven't plugged it in a little while. I think I gotta revamp it. There's just one 555 dude. Sad. We gotta get some more fun in here again. I had so many people waiting on jobs that I just kind of got out of the habit of doing it. It is fun. I would like to have something more consistent that I can just have that doesn't necessarily freak the shit out of me all the time, though. You know, just maybe. What do you think about the soap shrink method? If it works fine for you, do it. I haven't actually, I haven't ever done it. That's it. There's no reason to have not. I just have not. I think it's one of those things that always like escapes my mind. I was at the store. I bought every different type of soap bar. And then we sent a care package to my wife's family, and all the soap left. But it was sitting there for a while, and I just never did anything with it. What's the scrub pad? You don't use the clay bar? No, we definitely still use clay bar. This is the Triad Scrub It. So I used to use this actually a lot. We did a lot of glue removal, so I'm just making sure that every little bit is kind of scrubbed and wiped off right now. So there's a reason for a scrubber, and there's a reason for a clay bar. There's a reason for everything. This goes borderline excessive. Because you can tint without doing some of this stuff, but if you want it to look better, then do it. Everybody give this man a thumbs up. Aww. Yeah, do it. If you haven't, they're free. Alright. Does anybody use the... I'm weird about likes on videos. It's not that I don't like the video, it's that I always use them like saves. If I want to go back and watch something later, then I'll like it and use it as like a save feature, even though there's a save button. But it helps out the videos. More views on the videos actually get more clients. More clients means more streams, so it works out in your favor now. Do you want more streams? Like the video. Or else then I won't get work. On average, how many clients do you get on a day-to-day? I'm scheduling out 2 solid appointments per day right now, which is not a ton. One, I want to make sure I have time to stream. I could tint more than that. I want to make sure I have time to stream. 2, I want to make sure that I have time to do a really good job on both of them. So while I know I could tint it faster, it's just like kind of pushing the limits a little bit with pickiness. So if I wanted to just work, I'd stop streaming altogether and then just pull in a bunch of cars in a day and stay busy and do that. But you know, being a newer shop too, will kind of... There's a point, especially in the wintertime when you're trying to get started in the wintertime, where you won't have as many clients. So being that we wanted to stream, I would set up, I'd make sure I always had this schedule and a little bit of a buffer so I had people kind of lined up so I could also stream at the same time. I had to make a business in order to stream. How messed up is that? For the longest time, I didn't want a tint shop. I had to make a tint shop in order to keep streaming. I tried to work with other companies and stream in other places. This just didn't work. Sad. All right. There. What's your stream setup? It's complicated. I got a Canon by the computer. I have a GoPro that I use. Those are the main ones. I have a few tracking cameras and stuff. This is the main thing that I use for the stream. You didn't want a tint shop? No, tint shops work. I don't want to feel like I'm working. Ugh. We need to tint faster. So the, it's just, I mean, I like tinting, but there's things about a tint shop that I don't like. That's one reason I really like tinting from home. Low overhead. I mean, you can call it a shop, but low overhead. I get to stay at home, and I have people come to me, and I get to have fun. There's like way more I have to pay for in a shop. With the shop, it's just, there's more than just tinting lots of cars in a day. You're gonna find out real quick that you can only handle so much, and then you need to get help. Then you have to teach that help. Then you have to be on that help because the help doesn't necessarily care as much as you do. You know what I mean? So then you're managing other people. Well, then you got to get somebody to manage those extra people. And then, like, it's just this huge thing. And then it's like, with all those extra people, you need more work. And then you pull in extra services. And then you need extra help for those. Like, it's just this never-ending shitstorm of work in front of you. And it's just, it just takes all your time. And I can already tint. And I like streaming, so I just wanted to like keep doing this the way that I'm doing it without all the extra stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of guys that genuinely like building their own tint businesses because you guys are all about tinting and growing businesses and making lots of money and doing it that way without all the extra media stuff. And then you can add media to it later. But when your focus is more streaming and family time and stuff, like, holy shit. I'm trying to stay away from going full on. Like, I have a shop, but it's still very much like come in for a couple vehicles in a day, knock them out, stream one of them right now, make some money, and then do some other things that I have to catch up on because I have more than just this right now. You like streaming more than tinting? Yeah, in a way. I think that it'd be that way for anything. What I think I did is I figured out how to make tinting really fun for me. Like anything, stuff can get tedious, boring, repetitive, and tinting can very much be that. But it makes really good money. So, like, you work hard, play hard, or work hard and chill, like however you want to do it. Tint on the weekends. So tinting is like a skill that I unintentionally developed through just, my dad had a shop, I was tinting, and then I kind of like brought it in, like I'm a big tech geek, but I didn't know what to do with technology. So I kind of like merged the two together. So now tinting is much more fun for me. I think what it comes down to, I'm way more interested in like growing a business creatively though. I don't know. But I don't like it to take all my time. Maybe you can make a robot to tint for you? I don't think so. I like technology. I'm not like a programmer or super crafty with making things. I like take existing things and figure out how to like make them work with other things. Not a Tinting robot. You know, if we make a tinting robot, you all are going out of business, so it's best that we maybe stay away from that. Why doesn't it use the plastic thing that opens the seals instead of the shank? What? The plastic thing that holds the seals open. Oh, like one of those tucking thingies? Shank's more convenient and does a good job. Like, I can keep the shank. There's no reason to not have it on hand if you like it. But a shank for me is super portable, and I can always keep it on hand, and it does the job. Where's my, oh, there it is. With every one thing that you want to do, there's like 50 other things that you have to do that one thing. I forgot about the scrubby. How old am I? I just turned 33. Aha! Sweet Jesus. Gotta turn the car on. Razor blades or gator blade? Both. Different tools for the job. Gator blade is plastic. It's not going to be as good as scraping glue, but it'll clean a good amount of the window. So on a lot of newer glass, there isn't any types of sticky adhesives left behind other than maybe like a sticker in the corner. So keep an eye out for it. Most of the time you'll be fine with just a gator blade. But you never know. So keep razor blades around for the adhesive. So being that we did a full film removal, you better be damn sure we're going to take a razor blade to all of it. But these windows, they look good. I gotta say, for all this extra work, it's looking pretty good. Have you ever tried the black plastic bag when removing tint? Yeah, but in Michigan it's not reliable because most people are like, yeah, just pull that out into the sun. And I'm like, we hit sun? What's that? So this time of year, yes, there's a good amount of time, but all it takes is a rainy day. I've tried it inside, shot 409 all over it, like people used to recommend. Black trash bag, put a steamer back there even. Nah. I have heard simple green works really well with the black trash bag, but I haven't wanted to try that yet. Also, there's this crazy thing some people are doing right now. They're actually like on the old flaky tint, they're actually tinting over it, and then they let it sit and dry out, and then they peel the film, and the old film comes with it, is what they're telling me. And if that's the case, awesome, and fuck, I gotta tint your window just to remove it. But you can use cheaper film and not care as much, so. There we go. Just needed to move it over right here. And then it got stuck. Good. Oh, don't shift. Roll sizes, 36 for backs, 20s for sides. You can use 20s or 36s on side windows as well. It'll just be easier. Easier to hold a 20-inch roll. Moto Shield, when are you gonna make a video about it? I don't know. I have it, I just don't know when to use it, because I got this. I got an M5, bro. We ain't putting Motor Shield on that. I mean, because that's kind of the conclusion here, is like, even if I liked it, I wouldn't install it. There's a TLDR. Did it really? Oh my god! This BMW doesn't like me. It's like on, off, on, off. Battery's probably getting close, so it's going into like a safety mode. Cool. Well, ha! How about this? How about this, BMW? Wait. You can't. Whatever. Fine. You win. Turn back off when you feel like it. Oh, somebody asked about how do you back window razor blade. Don't use razor blades on a back window. Exactly. Use glass safe scrub pads and adhesive remover. Do you tell customers that you do live streams of their cars? Yes. Not always, but for most people now I do. They don't necessarily know that I do it beforehand. We've been getting it more lately though, recommendations, and people have found the channel. It's been really cool to see. It's actually like, it's super cool. There's one family that turned it into like a little event. He's like, my brother had it on the PlayStation at home on the TV. Like, I sent this link to like all my family. Like, it was cool. I was like, oh, thank you. So, it's very shareable. And when you tint somebody's car on stream, they have something to show other people too. Like, yeah, this is actually like the guy that did it, and this is like what his shop is like, and everything went well. Or at least that's what we hope in the end, is everything went well. It usually does. Cool. So that is done. Let's wipe it down, take a look-see. Looking pretty good here. But yeah, I'll definitely make it a point to tell people now. So that if they don't come in, usually it was that way. They didn't come in knowing that there was a stream, but after the fact, they knew that there was one. Or I've never watched a window tint, but it's fun to watch. Thank you. That's what I hope for. You might not do it. You might not be interested in ever taking it on, but you'll at least understand how the process goes a little bit more, so that's helpful for when you're going to get tint for your own car. But if you want to bring it here, that's always nice. And then if you want to do it on your own, floor looks amazing. Thank you. I have a video on redoing it. I sound very winded in that video. I don't like the owner there? Yeah, what a dick. What was that? What was wrong with the film before? It was too dark. And it was dyed. Ew. No. He didn't know what was on it before. He bought the car with tint on it, which isn't uncommon on a vehicle like this. So we redid the whole thing in not only a lighter shade, but we're going ceramic, which we'll see if he's, he wanted it lighter. So the cool thing about ceramic is that we do have a 70% if he wants like a non-tinted look for the windshield too, but he still wants the heat reduction. So I'm gonna drop that one. Just a little like, hey, if you're interested. Sounds thick. It is. Is it 2-ply? It's actually 2 mil. I'd recommend to pretty much always go for a 1.5 mil film, or like 2 mil, whatever. Just 1 mil to 1.5 mil is a big difference. Most films are 1.5 mil, so it's better to learn with a 1.5 mil, or I guess, you know, some people say 1-ply or 2-ply. That's just, ugh. I don't know. How do I say this? 1-ply versus 2-ply, I think that's just something that became slightly more talked about because of Amazon. I never heard about it. I always heard 1 mil versus 1.5 mil. But there are cheesy Amazon films that will say 1.5 mil, and then I'll get them, and they are definitely not. So Tint Depot is a really good place to buy some practice film. You'll be able to find a solid 1.5 mil film to play around with. Remember this stuff used to stick really bad? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that never stopped. So we adjusted the soap. That was one thing. And I'm gonna play around with something here for a little bit, and then I'll let you guys know if it is actually beneficial or not. Seems like it will be, and something that I'm a little surprised with, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions yet. What is your praise for ceramic in C2? You know what's funny? That reminds me. Oh, stories. There was somebody that watches the channel that I don't know. They called here asking about pricing for vehicles. I'm assuming they're just wondering what other people in the market are doing. Other people in the same market. But it was really funny because I didn't mention Pro Nano at all, and he called it out by name, and he had a tint shop. He had a tint shop name on the caller ID, and I was like, you have a shop? And he's like, like, why do you want me to tint your car? That made me laugh. It's all good. Gotcha. But anyways, so pricing on a car like this, I keep it in line with what a regular BMW would cost too. So the 5 Series, same type of glass, doesn't impact it. Like, it's another BMW. It's a nice BMW, but I probably could in some way, but I didn't. It's where are we? 240, 295, 400. Although that's probably going to go up, and Nick is already kind of there. He's like, you know you have it at 320 on your website. And I was like, I totally forgot that's what I set my prices at for. He's like, yeah, so I've just been using the pricing on your website. I was like, oh, well, cool. Oh, there he is. That's gotta be, right? Yeah, I need to probably raise them here. I love that he hangs out in the background. Good stuff. Alrighty. Look at that. How long did that take? Fair amount of time. But worth it. Looks good. Probably did some over cleaning. What are we? Canon. Alright, so we got this back window here. Let's keep an eye on this for a second. What percent? So we have 35 on the front doors, 20 on the back doors. That's what it is. 2.5 hours. Ooh, wow. Actually, yeah, not bad. Feels long, but not too bad. The removal went quick. So we're actually making up a lot of time on the install side. We spent so much more time on the prep side, but you can see that made a difference. All the install is just, it's going very nice. Happy about that. I remember oh shit, I shouldn't mention, because I haven't done the back window yet. So we might get to the point where I go to do this back window and then I mess it up 3 times. Because there was one stream, I had ceramic on a BMW and I messed up the back window. I think we had to do it like 3 times in a row. Not fun. Not fun at all. So things, let me just throw this out there. So if you have to hustle and you have to get stuff done, the things that I would have done to try and just speed up is 1, move faster and not stream. But besides that, not taping the side seals, not putting plastic over the doors, cleaning the glass a little bit less, so mostly just using a razor blade, and then jumping right into the install. That probably could have saved me maybe like 45 minutes worth of time, I think. So spent a fair amount of time just kind of taping up everything, covering everything, and then just walking back and forth a little bit in there. So that did waste a fair amount of time. But this job is going to look that much better for it. So depending on where you're tinting at and the job you want to do, those are the things that I could actually suggest cutting back on if you're looking for just sheer time with a pretty good job. That's how I would have done it somewhere else, probably. Like if I was mobile years ago. Because other places have like yeah, exactly. Alligator says that all the extra time will be made up in super chats, though. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. I'll always it's been beaten out of me to some sense. When you're tinting for other companies, They're just trying to get as many cars in and out as they possibly can. That's what their goal is. So whatever excuses you have, whatever extra time that, like, they don't care. They don't want to hear it. They're just like, well, these are the numbers, these are the bills that we got to pay, and you got to move faster. So when I go to the glass shop, it wouldn't be uncommon for me to have a couple of extra cars and a full removal and retint in a day. That's happened plenty of times. And then you just got to try and make it work. They already promised clients you don't want to be out late, and so you're going to do things that try to do a good job but don't take you all day to do. So I've been under those conditions for a very, very, very long time. And so to take extra time to kind of cover panels, do a lot of extra prep work, it's very different, but I'm happy to be able to do that now, and it's something that I can actually do with the stream. But just a helpful little thought. It might be nice to, like, if I were trying to, this guy came in at the end of the day and I wanted to get home on time, what am I going to do? Probably that. You have a stream set up? It's pretty dope what you have. Thank you. I mean, yeah, for sure, because we're streaming. I like to talk about it, though. Probably annoyed my chat a lot with how much I talk about it, but I'm on a GoPro right now with a wireless HDMI transmitter, and then I have some dedicated cameras hooked up to the computer too as well. Those are the main ones that I use now. Everything else is really like, the lights are just because they're fun. But this big overhead diffuser, do you have a video of it? No, not entirely. I used to make some stream videos, but some of the things here, like most of this, the lighting is mostly for the tint, and so you guys can see it on camera better. So this big ass diffuser actually helps both of those things. So I can see all these little speckles, if there are any, I can see them before I put out a job. Having nice big white backgrounds help. The lights and stuff, those are fun. The RGBs. I tinted my first Omnique windshield. Customer brought the chrome film, went very good. Had your video playing in the background. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, that film scares me now. There's a lot, there's certain things that can go wrong. Can you do a walk through your cameras really quick? Let me finish this up and then I could show them. Because at the desktop, the better looking one, that's is the video choppy, or is that just my computer being choppy? I don't think so. I have one on the computer. It's a Canon, but it's got a really expensive lens on it. That's just like you could do any sort of point and shoot camera, put a nice lens on it, and it never has to adjust focus or move or whatever. So that just kind of sits there. And then the main one is this GoPro. This is a Hero 8. I use this one because there's no other cameras that I can really use to walk around and tint at the same time. but I had to do some stuff to make it work with what I'm doing. I'm gonna grab this here real quick. And scrubber, that's all in there. We still got that from before. We're gonna grab this. And then a bulldozer for good measure. Had to pull a hair out. How did it go? I hope pretty well. Yeah, it's tricky pulling hairs out of film. As long as you kind of go slow with it, and everywhere's got a place to kind of scoot back, you should be pretty good. We're gonna pull this at the very end. I'm just gonna do a pretty thorough cleaning right here. Oh, there it is. Did you pick up your new Pacifica? No, actually haven't gone to look at minivans yet. We were talking about trading in the Blazer though, which would make me a little sad, but you know. Trade in the Blazer, get a minivan. Oh, so sad. I don't care about cars as much. I never have though. Like, I appreciate a nice fast car, and sure, I would like to have one, but it's like, what do I need to do? And right now, it's just, Blazer doesn't have much space in it. So, when I drop the glass shop here, I won't have to worry about hauling some stuff back and forth, so probably gonna call it quits then. Why the soak rope at the back? Oh, just 'cause we're doing some extra cleaning here, and I am haunted by this one M5. Or no, it was a BMW, it wasn't an M5, it was a 5 Series. I did this one 5 Series, and then there was this buzzing, this loud like, actually what it sounded like. So, turns out there was an amp all the way in the back, and the people that fixed it refused to show me how they fixed it. And I was really sad because that's still always in the back of my head. So I've done a lot of BMW since then, but when you get into the 5 Series and the 7 Series, be careful. The back window is kind of like a windshield with a BCM. I don't know, I haven't taken them apart, and they're usually okay, but it's just like, once I do this a couple of times, you'll see. I'm gonna pull the rope before I install it, just for some extra prep. So I just didn't want a ton of water running down here. It's carbon blades. Carbon blades will scratch the glass. So if you're cutting directly on like this surface here with a carbon blade, you're gonna fuck up the glass a lot. Harder. So stainless steel versus carbon steel. Carbon steel is harder. Stainless steel is similar to the hardness of the glass itself, which is why it doesn't usually scratch, but it can. Aha. All right, let's get this boy in. So, This goes back to that, any of those fuzzy deck lids and stuff. Keep the tint up and put it higher up on the glass. So I don't even think we're halfway on the glass, but we got the bottom edge on the glass. And then you just kind of start rolling it up on the glass and you can push it down. You should have reverse rolled it. No. I can appreciate people that do that. I'm not great with it. I need more practice on a back window, and I'm way more comfortable doing it this way. So it's one of those things where this is generally a little faster for me and turns out really well, but these windows aren't going to be as wide as a windshield, so. It's not even about it's not even really about the third brake so much as it is like the paneling. So that it comes to like a pretty sharp point there. And then you've got these panels along the sides, so. Do you always have to use soak shield on the back window? No, you should watch some other streams. That's probably the first time I've used it on a back window in forever. I'm a pretty big guy. I can't do the Frankenstein way. Hey, it's all good. I know people that love to do reverse rolling on back windows. I just learned the other way. And I'm way more comfortable doing it that way. So, hey man, whatever is working great for you. I wish I was kind of like, maybe I'll put the time into practicing it sometime in the future. It's just a lot of work in the way of practice. So when you kind of do something one way, you don't really want to try changing up everything. I was pretty stubborn on doing reverse rolls for windshields, and then when I started to kind of get the hang of it a little bit more, I'm like, oh, it's so much better. Is there a squeegee that is made of the same material as the Tint Wiz purple squeegee? Yep. So they have the tri-edge. That one's in purple, but the blue one. But if you're talking about this shape one, we actually have them Detroit Tint Studio on mytintstuff.com. You can get those. Same material. I love what they're doing with stuff. They just make Tint Wiz everything. Okay, so these corners, that one, a big one with a handle. What? I don't know about a big one with a handle. I know they got the slightly wider ones. Oh, there's somewhere in here. I have a couple of them. They have like this one, but no handles. I don't know what you're talking about with the handle. Ah, this thing. You know, I love this thing. Little areas like that. Tri-edge is probably going to be like, what about the shortcut? And it's like, sorry, bro, I like that one. Shortcut has its place too, but. Oh, that material made with a handle? You know, funny you mention that. I tried that. I was like, this is a good squeegee. I wonder, and I put it on a handle. It looked like a big old paintbrush. So I cut it down a little bit, and I was messing around with it. You know what'll happen? As a main squeegee, it's not good. Using it on your hand, kind of just like sweeping quarters and stuff like that, it's really good. On a handle squeegee, the way that they have this sanded down collects dirt. And then, like on a handled squeegee, you have more pressure. So I tried using this. It left a ton of water behind. And then I would see lots of little scratches, fine line scratches all in the film. Was not great. As just like holding it, and then for quarter windows and edges and stuff like that, it's been fantastic. But I put it on a handle with extra pressure. It was Made me sad. I thought I was onto something with that too. After that, isn't it? You know, I don't want to make an excuse for starting cars or anything, but we do need to make sure that the amp is okay. Maybe it was just how I use a handled squeegee. So I use it for cleaning and I use it for installation, so I guarantee you it was picking up dirt. Where when I just use it for quarter windows and stuff, I guess I do use it some for cleaning, but I just don't have to put as much pressure. So, I don't know. Something was happening with it. Because I know they had the big flat one. I was like, oh, it'd be cool as a handle squeegee. Ooh. Okay, so we're cleaning this off. One little thing that we want to make sure is that we cleaned all the glue off. So we had a little bit down there that we saw. Hopefully there was nowhere else that we missed. Because you know there can always be those little areas that like, oh, top corner or bottom edge or something weird. Dang! Good job. We got one little finger to press out there. Yes. Good job. Did I just congratulate myself? I did. Okay. That's fine. So what do we do with this? With ceramic. I don't want to throw it out, but I know I'm going to. We'll set it there until I do. Make myself feel marginally better. All right. We got a couple little touch-ups. I have a black car. I put carbon on it. Would ceramic have made a big difference? Ceramic would make more of a difference, yes. But you're still, like, you got a better film. You should be really happy with the carbon that you have. It's really about your, like, what you're comfortable with spending. And the jump from carbon to ceramic is usually pretty substantial. So here, it's generally an extra 100 to 150, and then if you're doing the windshield, it's like, whoosh! A full windshield in ceramic can be the same price of just my entry-level tint job. So no matter what, you're still in a metal box, and as that sits in a parking lot, it can still get hot. But the ceramic and the carbon, they're heat sponges, and they kind of soak up that infrared radiation coming down, and then that'll radiate off of the glass. My thought is it's a black car. Yeah, so that will get hotter quicker, but you know, the ambient temperature is still like 100 degrees outside. Your car's gonna be hot no matter what. So I'll always suggest ceramic over carbon, but it depends on what you want to spend. You know, you're not getting a bad job or a bad film with carbon. Well, you might get a bad job depending on where you go, but you know. My future vehicles will have ceramic and not be black. Yeah, color choice matters some, for sure. But I've got a white Blazer. It still gets hot. I have ceramic on it. It still gets hot. but it's way, way more comfortable when you're driving around with it. So on those hot summer days when you got that air conditioning cranked, whatever you feel from the sun hitting you, you just don't feel that anymore. So carbon's gonna block out about 50%. Ceramic's gonna block out, I don't know, like anywhere from like 75 to 90 depending on the carbon. Have you ever tried who? ASWF? Is that? Sorry, we're touching up. Have you ever tried ASWF? Okay, it says it funny on my headset. I have. Oh, I love this story. I love this story so much because I've never been more bitter at any film company ever. Yeah, it was not great. Had my worst film experience ever. So, as a business, this is why I will always say, stay away from the cheap stuff for your customers, for you, for your sanity. You are creating way more work down the road if you install a poor film. So, ASWF, it's not even like, they didn't even have that bad of a rep. They were just growing really quickly, and the film wasn't the cheapest either, came with a lifetime warranty, wasn't the most expensive film out there. So it takes some of the boxes, pretty quick shipping from where it was coming from. And we could get in touch with the rep pretty quickly. But what we noticed as time went on was that, like, if there was a kind of like an issue with, you know, like we had like a funny roll, they would kind of brush it off. They would like swap out rolls, but you know, we're like, hey, we got some like blurry windows, and they're like, oh, that sucks. We're like, yeah, it does. What the hell? And then every once in a while, you'd find like some miscellaneous thing in the film. Like I saw like a bee laminated in the film, and I was like, that's weird. And they're like, yeah, we've seen weirder stuff. Okay. And then the film was very staticky and curly. Come on, be good. No. Did I say lining these things up are fun? Because they're not. Just got two little pieces of plastic here that I need to line up in a metal tab. So if we could get that. There's one. Aha! We got it. Anyways, we had some staticky film. We had some... No, I'm not done telling you a story. Yeah, staticky, curly, was not super fun. And then we had this run of film we installed for like a month. And then we started getting speckly windows back, and we're like, this is really weird. We know these weren't speckly when they went out. What's going on? UV bloom. So they had a bad batch of glue or something, or changed their glue or whatever, and when the windows were wet and sat for a little bit, it would cause the glue to crystallize, cause us literally a month of redos and bad reputation. So, month straight of full car redos, plus extra down the road. And that was just the people that came back saying like, hey, I paid for a tint job and I don't know what all this is. Gave us a chance to fix it. Who knows how many people didn't come back at all and just thought we did a shit job. Have you used Ceramic Pro? No, I haven't. I think it's cool that they got into the film game. They're whatever it's called. You know, both with Expel and Ceramic Pro, you get some companies with some more modern branding getting into the film space. I think it's cool because they shake things up. But I haven't used it, no. Dang! This looks good. I'm gonna throw that out there. This looks real good. So let's move this. Let's put this back. 3 hours. Wow, that really wasn't that bad at all. 3 hours total. I'm gonna make sure everything's wiped down, but I mean, third brake light went back in. We're gonna start it up just to check that there's no funny things with the radio. Gotta open that trunk. No check engine lights, nothing like that. So, no front windshield. No, actually, just wanted to do all the sides and the back. So, he was more interested in doing all the sides and the back. He wasn't really thinking about doing ceramic, and it was kind of like a last minute thing to do ceramic. Might be back with a full windshield. Let me put this back here. When you wipe the windows with the microfiber, how do you not get fibers on the window? Because of the squeegee. When you squeegee, good God. Cannon. Hang on. I just tried to not so much show customer stuff. He had it sitting here in the back seat. So we're just gonna throw it back in the box. It's all good. Alright, cool. GoPro. Oh, we need to wake it up. Never mind on the Canon. Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna. That mic is also not made for picking up the audio over here, so I could do this. I could put the here. Compromise here. Canon. This is the microphone that I use. I'm gonna put this over there. And then I'm gonna go to the GoPro. So when I start it, you'll hear that. I'm not gonna rev it. We're just gonna start it. We gotta just do a check. We just gotta do a check. Good. Canon. How was that? Was that acceptable? I just thought of that. Everything's good. On a car like this, do an extra check for dash lights, that type of stuff. Just, it's got a really nice sound when it starts up. He just, out in the parking lot, we had to roll down the window to check the shade, and it was just like, vroom. Oh, dude, it was cool. Yeah, you heard it, whatever. Got a really nice sound on this car. Okay, well, that was the whole thing. That was really good. I'm just happy with this one. The whole thing, the removal didn't take too long. I told him it'd be about 3 o'clock by the time the car's done. I give him a phone call. We're done 20 minutes early. Got a good stream out of it. This was good. This was good. This is what I like to see the most. Alrighty. So, we got to shout out some super chats here. Where are the sandals? You know, I just haven't worn sandals when I'm tinting. Maybe I should keep them here and then I'll switch. But I will say, these shoes, oh, these are the comfiest dad shoes ever. No shame in these being dad shoes. A walk around? Oh, we didn't do a walk around. Nice to see somebody that takes pride in your work and cares about the customers. Thanks. Aw. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I've always tried to, oh God, it's drove me crazy. Drove me absolutely crazy when shops like just get you to push cars out and then you don't have a lot of time to care about what you do. So this is like, I'd say this is probably majorly slowing down, but I mean, still, like, it feels like it, but it only took 3 hours. What the hell? All right, we're good. Okay, so big shout out to Efren, Jose, Alligator. Oh, he was the one with the deck lid with wax paper floor mats. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Jose, Daniel, and Nick. Make that car sound boy. Vroom. So lame. When are you getting a BMW? Not anytime soon. You know what I really liked? I liked the BMW X6 or do they have an X4? The super impractical like SUV that's not an SUV. I just like the look. Yeah, this guy, I think. This guy right here. Oh, this guy. Yeah, the X6. I like this one. The hunched over. Yeah, this one I like this one. But yeah, no, it's not a minivan. Alrighty. So we shouted out some super chats, and I guess we've come to the end of the stream. I got to call this guy and close up here. So I'm pretty much done for today. I got some other stuff to take care of too. So y'all have a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have another stream coming to you, I believe, tomorrow then. I know we got appointments, so definitely something for tomorrow. So I will catch you guys later. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.